Why manifesting hasn't worked for you. We need to start living in delusion, okay? Because it's hard to think like, oh, future me could do this, because you're just so stuck in the now. Things don't happen for themselves. How do I bridge the things that I desire and the things that I actually have? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's horchatamamita back with another video. And this week we're gonna revisit a topic that you guys were really passionate about last time. Drum roll please. Manifesting. If you guys haven't seen my video already, I've linked it above for you guys for you to easily reference. But with that being said, let's get started with the video. So if you did see my last video, you would know that I basically just kind of broke down how to manifest, what that even means. I think right now everyone's kind of obsessed with the idea of manifesting. And I will say, as someone who has fallen into this category before, I mean, it's not like it's been years ago. I probably have fallen into this category in the last couple of years, but I think it can get like the actual definition of manifesting and like what that looks like has gotten lost in translation, just because I think there's a difference, a very distinct difference between manifesting and wishing. When I talk about these things, this is based on my knowledge and this is based on my personal experience. So gotta put that disclaimer out there once again. But I'm saying that because to me, wishing is simply desiring something, you know, wanting something to happen. Manifesting, I believe, takes wishing a step further by turning a wish or a dream or an aspiration, all of the synonyms. So I wanted to make that important distinction just to preface this whole conversation, because I feel like a lot of times it can be a bit confusing. I feel like the way that, you know, people talk about it in the media, each one is kind of like used interchangeably. Like when I think manifesting, I'm not thinking like, oh, like this is just something that I want. I'm thinking, how do I bridge the things that I desire and the things that I actually have, you know? I think that's the easiest way of like conceptualizing that. But yeah, wishing is important, right? That is a, I think, component of manifesting. You have to want something, you have to desire something before you even essentially like achieve something. Like you can't achieve a goal without a goal. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't get your dream life if you have no dreams. So yes, it is a key component of it, but it doesn't stop there. And that's something that I'm very passionate about emphasizing, because things don't happen for themselves. Like I am spiritual, you know, when we add the element of spirituality, I think it does complicate things, right? Because God delivers, you know, God, he sometimes gives you the things that you didn't know you were praying for, you know, the things that you didn't even know you needed. That does happen at times. But I do think to some degree, even if we're taking a spiritual approach to manifesting, you do still need to have some type of clarity on what it is that you desire. You still have to, in addition to that, have some type of clarity on how to move in the direction of your purpose to acquire the things that you want. Again, this is based on my experience on how I go about things, but I think it's nice to think about, you know, me just snapping my fingers and like shit just being perfect and like things just coming to me, you know. I do try to live in abundance, and I do try to like check myself when I am, you know, exhibiting limiting beliefs. But at the same time, I think it's kind of unrealistic to expect to just sit around, not do anything, not having done the mental work, not having done the physical work, and expect everything that you want to just come to you, you know? Like, yes, I think you attract what you are, and you attract the energy that you give out. So some of these things do come potentially like naturally, but I do think in order to really like optimize your blessings and like really, again, get all the things that you desire, you need to like have a general understanding of like who you are, what your purpose is, and walk in that direction. And I think as you walk in that direction, more of these things start to come. Okay, so that is kind of an overview of like how I see manifesting. How I would just like conceptualize it, in addition to the things that I've already noted in that last video. But I wanted to focus this video on why manifesting hasn't worked for you. And I think that does go hand in hand with everything that I just explained. But I've thought about a few reasons why, even though you have these desires, why the manifesting hasn't happened yet. Because it's a lot easier to want things, you know? It's a lot harder to make them happen. So here are a few things that could potentially be the cause of manifesting not working for you. First one I would say is that your beliefs are still the same and they're limiting and not really useful in achieving your dreams, your desires, your aspirations. To expand on that a little bit more, I'm kind of repeating myself at this point, but I think it's important that you have changed the internal in order to change the external. So if I'm still believing, and these go hand in hand, right? Because if you believed before, for example, let's say I used to believe that I could achieve anything that I put my mind to, right? Let's say that's one of my beliefs, or that has been one of my beliefs. If I am now trying to achieve a certain goal, a certain outcome, and I'm still thinking, oh, I can achieve everything that I desire, that's gonna help. That actually is gonna be useful in manifesting the things that I want. On the other hand, if there are limiting beliefs that I still have that haven't changed and that are necessary to change in order to change my circumstances, such as, for example, I'm incapable. If I had that belief for a while, that hasn't changed, even though I've told myself, okay, I set these goals, I want to achieve them. You're only going to go as far as your mental allows you to. And if you genuinely think, I am not capable, period, of anything, I'm not capable of the things that I want, I am less than, you're only going to do as good as you believe. Like, I'm pretty sure there was like some test done, and I can't quote it because I really don't remember where I saw it. I think it was introduced to me in like high school or something, but there was an example where like somebody was told to put their arms out like this. The person who was telling them like, put your hands up, put their arms underneath them. And they were like, okay, put your hands down. With the belief of you can't do it. The person had a hard time. Alternatively, when this person was told the same thing, keep your arms up, they put their arms under them. They said, put your arms down. With the belief of I am capable, the person was able to put their arms down. So there's a very clear mental physical connection here. And like most of you guys already know this, but there's a very clear connection between the two. And so if you want to really expand your horizons and really grow in any capacity and manifest the things that you want, you need to actually like believe deep down inside that you're capable. All the positive things, all the positive beliefs that you could have that could help you towards achieving those things. I'm powerful. I'm a leader. All the affirmations. I am worthy. I'm worthy of good things. I can do anything that I set my mind to. I live in abundance. I am blessed. The world is in my favor. All of these things, God is protecting me. God is watching over me. I'm divinely protected. I am surrounded with all the resources that I need to achieve everything that I need to. All these things, like if you try saying that now, even once, you could feel the energy shift, or at least I think you should feel a level of like weight being lifted from your shoulders, because like you truly are everything that you believe you are. And not in a way of like, oh, if I believe that I'm ugly, then that means I must actually be ugly. Not necessarily, but you end up acting in a way that reinforces your beliefs. So if I already think I'm ugly, girl, we need to start living in delusion, okay? Because a lot of it is confidence. A lot of it is subjective. It's literally opinion based. I'm gonna go on a rant, but I'm just saying, like, people who are most attractive are people who in their minds probably tell themselves like, I'm that bitch. Like, I step on necks. Like, I don't even have to try. Like, it's literally not on me, it's in me. That energy is very loud. And if your energy gives insecure, it gives like, I'm ugly, like I'm whack, I'm corny. Why are we telling ourselves this, first of all? That's not nice. If someone else told you that, most people would be like, what is your problem? You're projecting. Like, there's something wrong with you if you're just going around and telling people that. If you're telling yourself that, what does that mean? I'm not saying anything's wrong with you because it's natural, but like, this all goes to say that your beliefs are everything. And you genuinely need to ask yourself, who is my highest self? Even if I don't feel like her sometimes, like, who do I believe at my core I am or I'm meant to be? And how can I walk in that direction? How can I reinforce that? every day, even when temporary things make me feel otherwise. The second thing I think that's really important is, even though you have decided, hey, I want something, I desire something, this is a goal, this is a dream, you haven't actually visualized it. I talked in my last video about how important it is to be able to visualize what you are manifesting by creating things like vision boards, by creating like reminders, physical reminders, by creating mood boards. Like, all these things are very important because they make your dreams, they make your desires a lot more tangible. Like, me saying, oh, I want a really nice house does not hit the same as having a clear picture of the house that I want. Like, you can almost feel it. You can almost like see yourself walking in that life, and that'll make you want it more. Like, that'll make it feel real and like, okay, there's actually something that I'm looking forward to, and it brings it closer to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're just dreaming, when you're just wanting something, when you're just desiring something, it feels like it's just in your head. It feels like it's not concrete. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen on like social media, but I've seen like tweets, for example, where someone would be like, I'm just, you know, giving you like a general ballpark of like what was said, but I always wanted to experience traveling first class. Like, that is something that in my future lifestyle, I would love to do regularly. That's something I envision for myself in the near future. And they would decide like, oh, let me actually get like a taste of that now so that it can fuel me, it can motivate me to make me feel like, okay, like this is what it feels like. I'm already stepping into the things, I'm stepping into the spaces, I'm stepping into the mindset of someone who already has that thing. And they would experience it and be like, oh my gosh, like this is real, like this is possible for me. I think related to what I was saying earlier about having limiting beliefs, like when you really think that something isn't possible for you, or like you're not worthy of something, it's hard to envision that for you. It's hard to think like, oh, future me could do this, because you're just so stuck in the now. You're stuck in the circumstances that you were put in. Meanwhile, that says nothing about what Estella is going to look like in 10 years, 20 years. Who knows the timeline, you know? God writes our story for us. We don't. Unfortunately, we're not running on our own time. And if you're not spiritual and that doesn't resonate with you, feel free to like take the spiritual aspect of it. But like, my point is, yes, your actions matter, but at the same time, I don't want to say like the story has already been written for you, but like a lot of your story is outside of your control. There are people, a lot of people who actually reach their prime in terms of like maybe acquire all the things that they want, like the success, whatever career that they are passionate about, accomplish all the milestones that they set for themselves essentially when they're in their late 30s, maybe 40s, maybe 50s. Like, bring that all back, okay? We still have time. We have time, and we don't know what our path is actually exactly going to look like. No one has the manual. But what we do know is that if you have an idea of like, this is one thing that I see for myself in my future that I really deeply desire and I feel like it's for me, that is something that you should walk in. And the only way that you can walk in it, once again, is by visualizing it. Like, do some things now that kind of reflect the thing that you want, or in the ballpark of that thing that you want. You know, maybe you can't go all the way. Maybe you can't travel first class every single time. Like, we also have to obviously make decisions that are tailored to our specific circumstances right now, but there should be a little bit of room to also make decisions that don't feel as feasible right now, but are in the realm of possibilities for us, if that makes sense. Like, something that is a reflection of the things that we're manifesting, of the lifestyle that we want, but that can also still be tailored to our current circumstances. Like, maybe that means going on one flight and flying first class, like once every couple of years, every once in a while, doing it to remind yourself of the thing that you want. Having that is so important. Like, I can't stress it enough. I can't stress it enough, because I am a big dreamer. And you might say I'm delulu. Fair. I'll take it. But I think when I actually started manifesting a lot of the things that I wanted, it was when I actually began to see and almost could grasp through my senses the things that I actually wanted. So I think that's really helpful. The third thing is pretty like self-explanatory, but your actions aren't big enough. either you're not doing the important big actions, you're not taking the important big steps that you need to, or you're not doing enough of combined small steps that help you walk in your purpose and acquire those things that you want to manifest. So for example, I'm going to start with the small steps first. If I want to become a movie star, but I have not talked to anybody in the entertainment industry, that is one step that I have not taken. Okay, that's one. Maybe I still need my headshots. 2. Maybe I still have not taken classes. 3. Maybe I have not filmed any type of scene. And let's stick to film right now, okay? Because I think that's relevant to me. But I haven't filmed any scenes / been in any scenes that could be filmed. That's another step. Don't have footage / have not even created my demo reel. Those are 5 small steps that are very important to manifesting that dream of being in a blockbuster film. I can't achieve this big thing unless I do a lot of these small things. Now, an example of a big action, and obviously this is very dependent on how you perceive things, because some small things can even be seen as big things. Like maybe you have stage fright, maybe you're scared of recording yourself, maybe you filming yourself, practicing a scene, performing a scene is very daunting to you and you haven't gotten there yet, even though you're doing all the other things. That could be one of your big things, Also, a big thing could just be like auditioning for these big roles. That is a big step that is necessary 9 times out of 10. Sometimes you're discovered and like that, it happens that way. But like if you're not doing something big like that, like applying, auditioning to the big blockbuster roles, I would say from very well-known directors, like the chances of you being able to acquire that goal are much slimmer. And the last thing is that your circumstances aren't fueling your dreams and your goals. What does that mean? The people that you're around and the environments that you're in do not help you grow in the direction that you want to grow. They don't help add things to your toolkit that allow you to walk towards accomplishing and manifesting those goals. So if I'm around people who have no ambition, always make excuses for themselves, simply play victim, are very narrow-minded, I think those are like irresponsible, like all of those things, lazy. How is that helping me move in the direction I want to? And to be fair, you can have a mix of different people in your life, like everyone does. Everyone has like a really motivated friend who helps them move in the direction that they want to move in because they're in alignment in that sense. There's people who are in your life because they nurture you spiritually. There's people who nurture you emotionally. There's people who are into the same things as you. There's a bunch of different categories in terms of the different types of people that you have in your life, in addition to maybe just even your family or like friends, like mentors. Like there's different categories for different types of people in your life. And that doesn't mean every single person has to directly be in alignment with the thing that you want. Like not everyone, if you want to be an actress, has to do acting, but you should have your community of people who do respect that talent. And even aside from like the niche, you should have people who also operate in a growth mindset, who are also ambitious, who also are risk takers, who are hungry for more. Like that's kind of like repetitive, but who are creative. Even if they aren't necessarily on the same journey as you, no one's exactly on the same journey. Like that, let's just put that out there. Like that's an unrealistic expectation to set for anyone. But even though they're not necessarily in the same niche as you and want to manifest the exact thing that you want to manifest in certain situations, to some degree, they should add to your life so that they're contributing to you operating in your highest self and again, moving in the same direction of your goal and of your dream. There's no use in having somebody in your life who to some degree can't pour into you. And this can be a larger conversation about, the people that you surround yourself with and how important it is to be intentional about the different communities that you have. But specifically in the context of manifesting, I think it's very important to really be intentional about the spaces that you're in. Like, how is this helping me move in the direction that I want to go in? Like I think things need to be in alignment in order to truly get the most out of your circumstances and like really go after the goals that you want and again manifest your dream life. It doesn't happen overnight, and there has to be a lot of little changes. If there's anything that you've gathered from this video and my last video about manifesting, there are a lot of micro changes and also very big changes that need to occur to really help you move in the direction of your goals and like create your dreams, and essentially make your dreams turn into reality. I hope that you guys found this video very helpful. I really clearly light up when I talk about this because I feel like my life has been full of manifestations. Like, and I do feel like I'm divinely led. I feel like I'm divinely protected. And I do really think that the things that I want are meant for me and are very much in the realm of my reality, in the realm of possibility for me, as long as I apply myself. So hopefully this inspired you guys a little bit and reminded you that you're capable of doing anything that you literally set your mind to. So dream big. And if you thought you already jumped big enough and like you're capped, no, you can dream bigger, babes. There's always more that you can ask for in this life and that you can create for yourself in this life. So yeah, guys, that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys for the next one.